Welcome back. You're watching Hope TV News Watch. Now, the Global Leadership Summit 2024 is taking place this coming Thursday and Friday at Sitam Karen. To give us the insights into this, I'm now joined in studio by the Regional Director of Global Leadership Network, Dr. Stephen Mairori. Karibu sana to the studio.
Thank you very much.
And of course, we're also joined by the Africa Director, Living on the Edge, Reverend Patrick Kuchio. Karibu sana, Rev.
Asante sana.
Bwana Director, let me begin with you. In summary, what is the Global Leadership Summit all about?
Yeah, it's a two-day leadership event. The Global Leadership Summit brings to us some of the world-class leaders, people who are on the cutting edge, particularly helping us in the area of skills, helping us to be better leaders. It also brings to us speakers from variety, who are diverse, those from government, business, church, and all areas. So it's a two-day event, and we will be having it at Sitam Karen.
So when was GLS started?
GLS in Kenya began in 2007. In the US, it began a little bit earlier. It was founded by Bill Hybels of Willow Creek Community Church. There was a real need of leaders felt leadership can be lonely. And you need a forum where you can come and meet fellow leaders so that you can spur one another and listen from fellow leaders what they are doing, particularly those who seeing success and seeing things moving well. And so that's how it was born.
All right. And Rev, what is the main objective of GLS 2024?
The objective has not changed. It's a platform that gathers leaders from across industry. Though the theme for this year is Design Your Tomorrow, where we are inviting and challenging delegates to picture their future, have a mental picture of your future leadership, then begin to live it out today. So it's a platform that brings together leaders from across industry and themed around designing your tomorrow.
And maybe what are some of the key themes and insights that the participants can expect from this year's summit?
In my view, I would say if you're looking for practical, applicable, cutting edge, ready to use leadership principles, the Global Leadership Summit is a place to be, because the principles you interact with are not just theoretical, not just hypothetical. They are applicable, practical, refined, world-class, ready-to-use ideas.
Dr. Stephen, you've talked about that the summit features a diverse lineup of global leaders.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell our viewers some of the leaders that you're supposed to expect.
Now, viewers, I want to say you don't want to miss this summit. We have great speakers lined up for us. This year, we are fortunate to have the president of the Global Leadership Summit from the US, David Ashcraft. He will be sharing on the hidden force that can destroy your legacy, particularly challenging us to begin thinking about legacy and how we can end well. We have Pastor Greg Rochelle, the founder and senior pastor of Life Church in Oklahoma, USA. He actually leads, I think it should be the largest church. He has several of them together, and he will be speaking as well. Their church is, we have the YouVersion Bible. Their church came up with that, and it's been a major gift to the body of Christ around the world.
You actually use the version, YouVersion Bible.
Very good. So that is the man you want to listen to. Johnny Erickson Tada, you remember Johnny, who had an accident swimming, and through that, instead of giving up, she has turned what was to destroy her life to be a story that has inspired many people. She'll be speaking at the summit. We also, among many others, but locally we have Justice Daniel Musinga, who is the president of the Court of Appeal. Justice Musinga is known to many of us. He's a strong Believer, yes, but he's also committed to justice. So he'll be speaking on that.
Such a great lineup of speakers. And I mean, how will this help shape the conversation, more so in the leadership in our country?
This is a great tool, particularly in understanding the challenges that we are going through in Kenya. We have issues that we are dealing with, and from the speaker lineup, I believe the information we'll get, the challenges they are giving us would help us reflect on the challenges. Kenya is going through a lot of challenges at the moment, particularly nationally. We have issues of corruption, we have justice issues, and even in churches, things are not as good as leadership is desperately needed.
Yes.
In the para-church organization world, how do we build good teams? How do we solve our problems as a nation? How do we solve our problems as communities? Because God designed us as human beings to flourish, and it just takes leadership to ignite those, to build and help the people to be able to deal with the issues.
All right.
Yes.
Rev, let me get to you. With the increasing influence of church leadership, in Kenyan politics, I mean, what role should faith-based leaders such as you, play in promoting ethical and responsible governance?
Well, you see, Jesus was very categorical when he described his church as the salt of the earth and the light of the world. My understanding and interpretation of that passage of scripture in Matthew chapter 5, verse 13 to 16, is that for every problem of decay, we, the church leaders, we, the church, have a solution. For every problem of darkness, we have a solution. So it's about time that we, religious leaders, rose to the challenge of being the salt of the earth. Where there is decay, we provide solutions. Where there is darkness, we provide light. But at times, unfortunately, we are part of the problem. At times, unfortunately. But when we single out the issues and we delineate them clearly, we can actually provide solutions. So that I pray that we will not be part of the problem, but we'd rather be the solution, because when God looks at us, he sees us as the solution to the problem of darkness and decay in society.
Let me add to that.
All right.
Just as I wanted to say, many times Christians have shied off from engaging in leadership in what I would call the marketplace, either in government or all that. I think we are called to be the light. You remember Daniel? He was in a dark place, but he brought the light, as he has said. And while pastors are supposed to speak and to challenge, I want to encourage our members who are Christians to take leadership places and now lead ethically. Where there is corruption, show that really that is not why we exist. Have a different mission that will help the people to understand that this is God's mission for us in this world. And we have many examples of those that have done so well in that space.
Rev, let me get back to you. You've talked about church leaders sometimes being part of the problem.
Yes.
And we actually saw the Gen Z, protest just the other day. And they're actually blaming church leaders for not speaking out. And now we have the issue of the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. And in our news tonight, we've actually seen the report by Alice Diana, some of the religious leaders asking for, a reconciliation between the president and his deputy. As a cleric, I mean, what's your take on this whole issue of church leaders and politics?
Well, one of the things that I gleaned from the Gen Z movement was the reawakening of our collective conscience. God used the Gen Zs to reawaken our collective conscience. There are many things we had normalized, and the young people said, no, these are not normal. So my position is that God has called us as church to be church. But there are times, whereas the church lives in the state and we exist to influence spheres, politics, business, governance, our voice should be very clear. Our role should be very clear. It should not be confused. Unfortunately, there are times we have our voice has not been very clear. Our edge has not been very sharp. It's been dull. So I would say my role as a cleric, my role as a religious leader is to provide leadership. It's true. It's my responsibility to also facilitate reconciliation. I should be at the forefront, pushing the agenda of the kingdom, oneness. But it's a very interesting conversation that is going on. I would be very hesitant to take sides at this point in time, but provide counsel to both sides, because I exist to bring about reconciliation.
Let me pick your mind on the same issue.
Sure.
The role of the church in Kenyan politics.
Yes.
Your take on the issue?
I think number one that I would like to say is, if we've defined politics wrongly sometimes.
Yes.
And I think that is where the problem is. Because politics is meant to be good. It's about the better living of people, really. So when you have good politicians in terms of guiding people and leading them, it's meant to create a society that is just, that everybody flourishes. Now, in Kenya, how we've looked at politics is, what is the problem? And I think that needs to be fixed. And that is where probably the voice of the church should be stronger. To say that our politics should be that of enabling people to succeed in life. So in that case, the church has a big role. Because it's about flourishing people. It's about making sure that the resources that are in this country are used well for the lives of Kenyans. It's about the sharing of those resources and all that. So the church should have a voice in one, speaking against the ills, but number two, encouraging those in politics to do the right thing. When you say that the church should, some people say the church should be out of it, I don't agree with that. I would say the church is the soul and the light of the earth. They shouldn't be in the dirty politics. What has come out to be, they should be.
I agree. Yes.
Voice,
And Rev, one of the key topics in the Global Leadership Summit is driving high performance.
Yes.
And how can Kenyan leaders, both in government and in business, apply these lessons to enhance productivity and accountability?
Yes.
What Kenyans want for the leaders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there are opportunities for every one of us, wherever we are as leaders, to actually deliver results. God designed humans as result-oriented people. And if we just focused on being faithful to the tasks that we've been given by the citizens, whether you're a politician, whether you're in the private sector, if you're just faithful to the task at hand and give yourself unreservedly, results will follow. I'm a firm believer that fruitfulness is a byproduct of faithfulness. So when you are faithful at that which you have been tasked with, the fruit, the performance would come.
Fruitfulness is a byproduct of faithfulness.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. And what opportunities are Kenyans going to expect going to the Global Leadership Summit this Thursday and Friday? Yep.
I want to, again, as I said, our Global Leadership Summit will be on Thursday. This is day two, we have Wednesday tomorrow, then Thursday.
Yes.
At Sitam Karen. I want to welcome every Kenyan. This is an opportunity to interact with other leaders. We have people from all disciplines, and it's an opportunity to network. But also it is an opportunity to glean from these men and women who are actually practitioners in the areas and fields that they will be speaking. I can tell you a story. One gentleman used to attend the Global Leadership Summit here in Kenya. And he told me when he came, he was a businessman and he was just running one one business, and it was not growing. But he had a speaker who challenged him to say, you need to trust and train and invest in other people, and showed them how you can actually multiply and have many businesses at the same time and grow, and you don't have to worry about people stealing from you and all that. So he did that and went. Right now he has 5 other businesses, and he says, I am actually, he does less than what he used to do. He gets more money. He's very happy. So it's an opportunity that you will get new ideas that can actually transform your business or transform your leadership, help you, how you lead your family, and all that.
Yeah,
so it's a great place.
And what is the target audience for this event?
This event, we normally say this, God has given us the potential. Everybody has the potential to lead where they are. And so we want to invite everyone who has that desire to grow their leadership. You may be a church leader, you may be a church member, you may be employed in a business, you may be the owner of the business, you may be in government and all that. All of us are invited to come. And I can tell you from what we've seen since 2007, there has been great transformation.
And it's not limited only to Christians?
No. This is for everyone who wants to grow in leadership. Yes.
And Rev, how can one register to attend the summit?
Well, we have a payment option on M-Pesa, and our pay bill number is 825500, 825500, and the account name is GLS24. So the pay bill is 825500, then the account name is GLS24. But you can also register online by visiting our website on www.kenyaleadership.org, www.kenyaleadership.org. You could actually register online. And we encourage people to actually register in good time because it's your premier leadership event that happens once a year. Kenyans are given to last-minute payments. So for those who plan to come even a last minute, we'll be ready for you. But we'll encourage people, if you could make use of tomorrow and just make your payments, it will give us a better opportunity to prepare for you and to host you and give you a world-class experience at Sitam Karen.
All right, and the same Kenyans, I guess they want to know what is the cost, for the registration.
Absolutely. It's actually 2,900 shillings per person, which caters for teas and lunch. Both days, Thursday and Friday, we'll serve people tea and lunch. And imagine this is a highly subsidized figure. But for those who are coming with large groups like 10 and above, it's further discounted to 2,500 shillings. So the cost is 2,900 per person for both days. But if you're coming as a team, registered as a team of 10 and above, it's further discounted to 2,500 per person in a team of 10.
And maybe if one forgets to pay and they just find themselves at Sitam Karen on that day, can they be registered?
We would definitely register them. We are ready. We'll have a team of young, dedicated volunteers with their gadgets ready to register those who we know will show up on the last day, like it has been over the years.
Yes. And Dr. Stephen, kindly remind our viewers when and where the Global Leadership Summit is happening, and any other logistical details that they need to be aware of.
Okay. So our leadership summit this year, the Global Leadership Summit, will take place at Sitam Karen. And it's going to be on the 3rd and 4th of October. That is Thursday, this coming Thursday, and Friday. And I want to encourage, particularly those that have been coming in the past. We used to do it in November. Please, it's been moved to October. So it is going to be the 3rd and the 4th of October at Sitam Karen. We want to encourage you on Thursday. Come by 7:30. So that you are cleared, you are able, on top of the lunches and everything, you will get a handbook, that you will use to take notes while you are there. And if you come early, it allows you also to get sitting in the places that in the place that you would like. Last year we had over 6,000 people, so we expect those of us that attended, please welcome back again. And we have new people who have registered coming this year. So we welcome everyone. So we end probably by just about 4, so we should be able to have finished the day.
How about for the people who are far away from the city? They want to attend,
yes,
but they cannot be able to come due to maybe different reasons.
This is exclusive. It's only for those who attend. Unfortunately, we will not have the online option this time. I know we did the online option when we were here about a few years ago. That was during COVID. This time round, we're asking you to come in person.
It's only physical.
It's only physical.
All right. As we conclude, maybe Rev, your parting shots.
I would say over the years we have learned a couple of things. Attending the Global Leadership Summit, I attribute a lot of my leadership growth to my interaction with the Global Leadership Network and Summit. And I've learned a couple of things along the way as pointers such as leadership matters. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And here is an opportunity for fellow citizens and Kenyans to seize the moment and come and invest in your own leadership. Because if your leadership is to grow, you must be intentional about it. You have to invest in it. And attending a Global Leadership Summit is one sure way of investing in your leadership journey.
All right. And let me ask you another question. Do you think leaders are born or are made?
That's a very good question. I believe that every leader is first of all born, then they are made. However,
it was smart.
I think it is both. It is both. There are those of us who are endowed naturally with some gifts and talents to lead, but that endowment, you need to cultivate it. Because if you don't cultivate and grow that talent and gifting of leadership, you might actually get to the finish line and realize you shortchanged yourself. So whereas every leader is born, it is unfortunate that some don't exhaust their potential because they do not cultivate the leadership gift that God has endowed in them.
Amazing. And Dr. Stephen, your parting shot as you conclude.
Yes. I want to challenge, particularly those of us who are leaders. They say, one of the GLS saying is, when a leader gets better, everybody wins. If you are leading a team, that team is looking up to you.
Sure.
This is an opportunity to improve your leadership. And I really want to challenge you to come. But also, I want to challenge the young people. This is an opportunity to invest in leadership. Leadership matters. The challenges in this country will be solved by great leaders in this country. So I want to challenge the young people. I want to challenge everybody to say, please, leadership matters. It is not just for a few people. We have what I would call world-class leaders. And this is an opportunity to glean from them. And what an opportunity that in 2 days you are able to listen from several of them at the same time. That will improve your leadership in many ways.
Amazing.
So I want to invite you, please come to Sitam Karen on the 3rd and 4th of this month.
Amazing. When a leader gets better, everybody wins.
Absolutely.
That's a very good point to end our discussion tonight. That has been Reverend Patrick Kuchio, the Africa Director, Living on the Age, and Dr. Stephen Mairori, Regional Director, Global Leadership Network. Thank you so much again for your time.
Thank you.
And with that, Karib Asante. And with that, we come to the end of our news night. Maybe let me remind our viewers to pay for the Global Leadership Summit. It's paybill number 825500. You can also go to the website kenyaleadership.org. All right, with that, to come to the end of our news tonight, many thanks to you for making time to watch Hope TV Newswatch. On behalf of the stellar crew that made this bulletin a success, have yourselves a blessed night. My name is Kennedy Kimani, and signing for us tonight has been Boniface Murithi.